Good evening. Welcome to the last class of week 3. Let's go ahead and get started here. Remember that we're using Adobe Animate CC 2018 for this class. If you're not updated, please review the announcement about upgrading. Please review my feedback in the rubric for each grade. Some of you have submitted assignments for week 3. I've graded a few. Please review that because you need to make sure that you're on the line of what needs to be in there. It's information to help you out, the rubric for each grade. By re-accomplishing it, it gives you more practice. By resubmitting it, the grade goes up. Read the information in the remarks section as well. Discussion posts, initial post has to at least be 250 words. Make sure that your posts are less than 20% copied. Make sure that you have at least 2 references. Replies to posts do not count as initial posts. And replies do need to be at least 50 words long. All right, with that saying, with that, we're going to go ahead and move forward. All right, so last night we finished this. So this is what we came up with. Really? Now it's going to be difficult not run. It was running earlier, as you guys saw last night. So, all right, now what we're going to do then, this is one of those flukes. This is where I will be looking here, and I'll be reviewing all your code and stuff. Now, since this is a coding class, make sure that your final animation has code. If there's no coding, then you're not following through. There has to be some code there, all right? All right, so that being said, remember, this one is also my desktop version. So tonight, we're going to convert this all over to a smartphone version. And as discussed, smartphones are about $460. So, File, New. Let's see, let's go ahead and double check something here really quick. Libraries. All right, so now I need to add the background there. So, stage plus, oh, it's not there. So we need to actually add it over there. All right, so to do that, let's add a layer. Draw it. All right, I don't need the outline, but I do need this one. And that was pound 666600. All right. Now we're going to come over here. Now we can add it. Really? There we go. Let's try this once again. There we go. And the color is wrong. So let's change it out. Shift, pound. All right. So now that's there. Now I can add it here. So I don't need the entire animation and just add it. There we go. Now, let's make sure that I did this correctly. So we no longer need that layer, so it's gone. Now we're going to go to this background. We did 666600. All right, so now I have that one. in my library. So we're going to go, let's see, new, HTML5 canvas. Width is going to be 460. Height is going to be 500. We'll even go 600. There we go. Background, same thing. Pound 666600. And okay. All right, so now we have this all created. So fit in a window. All right, so I'm going to go over to this one and Command C, go over to here, and paste layers. Notice that only brought one over, all right? And that was the one that I cut. So that copy and paste of the layers, let's do this one more time. So we're going to copy layers. Come over here. One more time, paste layers. You are not, oh, it did work. So they have updated that. Good. So now this will be a lot easier because in the process, it brought everything over. Okay. So now the only thing I have to do here to make sure all this works. So file, save as, and this is my mobile version. So M-O-B-I-L-E. All right, so that's now saved as my mobile version for now. All right, we'll rename them later. So first things first, I want to come to here. Well, this needs to shrink down. And so does this. So let's go to 100%. That's way too large. 50. There we go. So we're going to take these two. Click here. And Alt. Now notice the Alt does not work there, right? And if you're not careful, you're going to do this. All right, so make sure that you're applying it. Okay, so now because of that, notice it went down as well. This one did as well, so we're going to go up. All right, and then now, if I do that, it takes the whole thing. So now I just need this because I'm in the end one and it's still too large. And notice what I just did there. Now it's going to go out and bounce back. So we don't want that. But, all right, there's that. Now this. Really, come on. Good evening, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sounds good. Have you had a chance to watch last night?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Well, we're running into one little issue, which I have seen other people have this one same issue. And one of them is right now, this jelly does not want to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so we're going to lock all the rest. Come to right here. Select it. For some reason, it's taking...
Are you moving all the desktop version layers to the mobile version?
I am. And this one does not want to shrink the way it's supposed to.
Where is it at that midway point?
Midway point.
Looks like that's where it is.
Why did it create the midway point? It wasn't supposed to.
I don't know, but you clear that keyframe, you should have it.
But I don't want to clear it.
Okay,
We're
never mind.
supposed to be able to just use it. That's a good point. You have a really good point. But what I'm doing now, so we're going to start over again with it, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to go File, New. Now I'm making the mobile version.
Right.
I think we said 460, right?
That's not what I recall.
What was it?
Give me just a second. I'll pull it up.
460 or 480?
That's not even sounding like it's in the right ballpark. At least if it's going by what I did on mine. This says that the mobile should be 640 by 1136.
Well, we'll do that then.
Okay.
So I was doing the smaller screen. I get so used to doing that that's what I said it's kept with. All right, so this now is going to be the same background color, which is pound 666600. Okay, there we have it. All right, so now, easy thing to do. Don't take it. All right, select them all, right click, copy layers. Remember how the last class we just brought it in and recreated it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we're able to do this. Paste the layers. This is the layer that was there. We no longer need it. Okay, so based on that, this is the mobile version file. Save as, and we're going to call it mobile for now. Replace. All right, so there we have it. So going through, as you can see, everything's the same. And look, it's just a little off. So now we need to make the adjustments, right?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to start here with the PB and peanut butter and jelly name. All right, so everything else is locked. It's this one and that one. You said you did get a chance to watch it?
Yes.
Okay. Now see, right here is the halfway point. So what we want to do is we're going to shrink this down right there. Make sure it fits. And we're still going straight. All right, that's a little large, so let's shrink it down just a little. All right. There we go. So now that it went down. So what I want to do is take this point of it. So to do that, I just go back to here.
I think I know why it went down.
Yep, because of the shrinking.
Yep.
Now, that's how we line those back up. So let's take a look. We go across, and it shrank, which is kind of cool. I like that effect. Comes in, shrinks down, and stops. So let's run that. I like that effect better than the other just coming in. All right, now notice, we're not seeing a thing. For some reason, I ran into that issue tonight. Nothing wants to run. Now, this is something I've had quite a few people ask me about. And what I'm doing for you guys, if I hit Command Enter and that flash does not run and does that, this is why you have to submit the flash. I'm coming back here and actually watching your code, making sure everything does what it's supposed to do. All right, so we have those two fixed. Table. Well, first thing, before we do the table, we need to readjust this. So the buttons are going to come down below. All right. So let's go to the buttons. Take those, put them in the center, and go straight down. All right. Table. So the buttons, they're now there. And let's do the table. All right, the table will be right there. All right, now we're going to do some rearranging here. So let's take the knife to begin with. Okay, that's this one. So the knife right here is going to rotate, come down. Okay, now notice as I go across, okay, everything goes over to there. So what I have to do now is adjust these all piece by piece. All right, so it goes across. That's the peanut butter, right? And notice they shrank. Why did it shrink if all I did was bring it in?
I didn't see that, actually.
You saw that it, because watch.
Oh, you shrunk it to fit it on the table.
I did.
Yeah.
Good point. Well, I'm checking to see if you are paying attention.
Okay.
So this one now we need to take, that is the peanut butter. So that's this one. We're going to lock the knife for now. Peanut butter. And where's the peanut butter move? Well, the first thing's the plate. This one's the peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
So we go to right here, click on it. It's unlocked. So how do we get it to there?
Just like you just did.
But look what happened. I just created a new frame.
Oh. Try removing the tween and redefining it.
Yep. So let's remove, this one's a classic tween.
Yeah.
So we removed it
Motion
now to right here. So we're going to create a motion tween. Right here, we're going to take this straight down. Just to right there. But in the process, we've got to shrink it to this size. That size is, well, let's take a look at the properties.
Sorry.
That's fine. 87.8, 98.75. So let's go to right here. And it's going to be 87.8, 97.5. But look what happened. It tore it apart. It didn't do what I wanted it to. It did not change the right thing, did it? So let's try this again. 87.8. 97.5. There we go. Now it did it.
Did you have the tween selected and that's what it changed?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Nope. I had the same thing selected. It just didn't cooperate. With this program, remember, last mod, we had a lot of things we had to modify to make it work because of the issues with the program, right?
Yeah.
You're still seeing some of them.
Okay.
All right, so I want that right there. Next. Well, now we need to basically take all that out. Nothing changes except the peanut butter on that, right?
Can you just move it to where it needs to be instead of taking it out?
Honestly, nothing changed. So what we need to do is go back and we're going to right-click, remove frames. Now, to keep that there, right-click. We could do this a couple ways. And go to right here, insert keyframe in that position. Well, what that does is it doesn't cause a break, right? Well, the peanut butter stays there through the whole thing. So now I can go to here, insert frame. So the peanut butter is there the whole thing. But look, the table's now off. Well, let's go back and take a look why the table's off. Now the peanut butter's in the right place for the whole thing. So it's locked down. Table.
Do you have another? Is that bar, is that broken up at the end?
Yep. And that's the problem with the table. So the table, we will now remove frames. Go to right there, insert frame. Now you're starting to see some of these smaller things we need to fix.
Yep.
Okay, so next, table set. All right, let's go back. And notice the tweens became classic tweens.
I thought we set them up as classic tweens.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Oh, yeah, they are classic. Right. I thought we went back and redid it because it wasn't working. It wasn't, and then it worked the other night. That's right. The first night it wasn't working. All right, so now what we're going to do. By the way, did you see how I solved the problem of folding the bread over?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right, we'll get there. All right, so next, now we want to remove the classic tween. All right, so this one is the plate. Well, the plate is a size here. So what we're going to do is right here, we're going to make that a tween. Create the classic tween. But we go to right here, take that, we're going to unlock it, and we're going to put it right there. All right. And then right here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the frames. Okay, now to get the plate to stay there, all I have to do is go to the end again, insert a frame, right? So that stayed there, and there's no tween, so we'll remove the tween. That way the plate does not move.
Okay.
So there we go. Now we've got the plate coming down. All right, next. Well, next is the jelly. All right, so now the jelly was going to here. This is not a classic tween, is it? It's a regular tween. So, right here, what we can do, we're going to lock the plate, unlock the jelly, and just move that to there. See the difference in using a regular tween versus a classic tween when it comes to this?
I honestly don't.
All I had to do was move the tween. If it was a classic tween, I'd have to delete it, put it down here again, add a tween, put it down here, and readjust it. Now, because it's a regular tween, I can move that to where I want.
Okay.
Does that make sense now?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, so that tween is now finished. See how easy that was for the bread? I mean, the jelly. Now we're on the bread. All right, so the bread goes back to here. Turn that off. Go one forward. All right, so the bread, left and right. Well, because it's a regular tween, all I have to do is unlock them. Come up here, click, and just move that to right there. Click on that one, unlock, move it to right there. Same thing. Okay?
Okay.
So we go to the next one, which is the knife. Now the knife goes over to there. Well, where's the knife? Let's see, we're going to lock these down. And the knife. Okay? So the knife goes to here, to here. Well, now all we have to do is grab this and put it right there. And then go to here. And this whole thing gets grabbed and put to right there. Make sure the knife's in the right spot. A little off. Still a little off. And I'm just using my arrows to align it. There we go. All right, now the knife goes to here, here. All right, so this point, it's moved to there. This goes up just a little. There we go. And right here, it should come up, and the peanut butter will be on it. Okay, so that is peanut butter 2, right? So now we unlock that layer, and we go to it here. Well, let's take this whole thing and move it to here. All right, so now go to it. All right, this knife here is gone, right? We no longer need it. But that's knife 2, right? No. Okay. So now what we need to do is adjust the knife as well. I forgot about it being right there as well. Knife 2 goes to here. Okay. and then down. So this can go away. I delete it. That's not going to it. Okay. Knife 2. Delete. All right, now this, I need to place the knife right there again, right?
Yeah.
For knife 2. So all I have to do, instead of deleting knife 2, is move this whole thing to right there. And this to right here. And this is what we get. Okay, so it's a start. Now this, the peanut butter 2, shrink it down to there. Whoops. Go to here. Okay, so right there, we want it down there as it comes out. And I'm going to be moving each one of those points now.
Okay.
This one is point by point, right?
Yeah.
And let's try to move that back slowly. Okay. And this goes here, goes wider. Stay caught up with it. All right, and then the knife goes, whoops. This is going to go back to here. And, all right. And then the knife goes back to its place. Okay, so now we've got to do the jelly with the knife, right? So what I can do is cheat and just bring that whole thing back over, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to here. All right, so here it spreads. Okay, and there we go, off the bread. Now see how I jump back to here? And then to there. Well, now we need to take this all the way back to here. And it's a little bit off. There we go. So right there, this comes over. All right, so now we need to find that position. So the knife is at 625.9. What we're going to do is we're going to copy that one. And 465.4. All right, so now go to here. .465.4. All right. So there we now have it. So it's in the same place, just a little different angle. So it comes back. All right, now it starts going down. It goes in. Oh, look at that. It's still not quite right. So to get this spot, we need the knife to come back more. So we'll click on the knife. Okay. So we come back. Perfect. Okay. Now we need the jelly over there. Okay, the jelly's going to come. Well, let's see. 2, we can leave. Jelly 2. All right. Now the jelly, we're going to do the same. Whoops. Capture this whole thing. There we go. And let's try it. Up. Oh, the knife's up. Come on. Bring it to right there. All right. Goes down. Okay. This is going to go to right there. Okay, so right there, it's good. There it starts leaving the bread. So we want it to go up a little more. Okay. Frame by frame. Okay, so what am I doing wrong here with it now?
I don't know. What are you doing wrong?
Right there, it turned out to that.
Ah, wait.
Okay, so we're going to go back to this, and we're going to keep the knife where it was. But,
Sorry. I was just going to say that's on a separate tween, though, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. So that's easy enough to fix.
Okay, now what I'm going to do, here's the starting point of the knife, right? Right here, we have the jelly. Well, right here, we have that whole thing. So it's a shape tween. So we're going to take that and actually put it on the bread. And now watch. But it's off. So now we need the beginning point. Okay, so we're good there. Go one frame. Whoops. Here. All right, so right here, this needs to go up. Right. There we go. It's a little off, but we fixed that, right? All right, now the knife gets put back down. So from here, well, to go to here, see the knife goes all the way back over there?
Uh-huh.
Well, we can make this a lot easier with the knife. What we're going to do is now we're going to remove the motion, and we're going to remove the frames. And then right here, insert a blank keyframe. What that did is separated them, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I were to go here, I'd have to place the knife again, correct?
I think so.
Well, this is where, right, so now what we're going to do is, right here, insert keyframe in that position. Go to right here. Now we're going to cut. Come on. Cut. That puts the blank one in there. Well, now I remove that blank one. See how there's now two separate things here?
Mm-hmm.
From there, now here. And then I'm going to go just right here, insert frame. All right, now we go back. So from here, nothing's happening to right there. And that's where we start moving everything over. Well, what we need to do then, let's come back to here. Remove the tween, move the motion. So right here, before anything else happens, because right here we start the bread. So the frame just before it, we want to see the knife. So the frame right there to there. Remove those frames. All right, so now right here, we're going to control and create a motion tween. Click on it. And now all I'm going to do is this and that. That puts the knife right back up there. Okay?
Okay.
Now we go to here. Control, insert keyframe in that position. Now I just go to here, and the knife stays the same, those rest, okay? Where I could have, if I wanted to, done this. Okay, so right here, we're going to, if I insert a frame, it adds another frame to that tween, right?
Yeah.
We insert the blank frame, insert blank keyframe, it's empty. Well, then I have to place the knife again. All right, now, once again, what I'm going to do to add the knife is we're going to insert frame, insert a keyframe in that position that puts the knife there. Notice there's one frame in between. Now I'm going to cut and just remove that because it's now empty. Control, remove. All right, now, so that there's no mess up, even I'm going to remove the motion. There is nothing moving, and the knife stays there that whole time. Okay?
Yeah.
So you saw, do you understand the reasoning behind the two different ways of doing that?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so next, the next thing we've got to do. Well, now comes the fun part. We hit here. Notice I have an extra piece of bread here. So let's see. Top bread. Okay, I need that one. Come down here. That one should actually be over here now because of all the swapping. The knife, we're going to lock down peanut butter. Isn't needed at this point. Jelly too. Yes. The peanut butter up here, copy, is that one. So what I want to do is I want to move all this down here. All right. So the top bread, that is this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, the right bread, and there's the left bread, gives me one extra piece. So what do I need to do? Because right there is where the top bread starts.
So is that where you delete the extra piece?
But where do I do it? Because if we go to here, go to there, notice they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it appeared up here. So I've actually got an extra piece somewhere. Now if I go to here, right bread is always staying there. Okay, now this left bread, what happened was these two overlapped. So that is going to go back.
Oh, wow.
See it?
I think so.
Okay. So now if I took this top bread, unlock it. All right, so that's this whole thing right here. Now look at the size, 138 and 1. Let's go to that one. See the difference in size?
It's thinner and taller.
It never should have changed.
Huh.
So now what we need to do is this piece right here goes away at that frame. So we take one frame back. Now we go to there. Okay, that's right. But now, all right, so let's go to top bread. Top bread now needs to move to here. Let's make sure that I just aligned them. There's a little difference in size, isn't there? Okay. 91.3, 64.35. All right, now I want the left bread or the top bread, which starts right here. The top bread. Oh, I just moved it as a tween, didn't I? So I need to move that whole tween back. So let's put it back to where it was. All right, now we're back to here. So what happened was, what we're going to do is we scoot down here, do this frame one at a time. Right, so that goes in. But the thing is, we look at this one, let's look at its size. This a little bit easier. 91.3, 64.35. All right, so now we've got it back to the right size somehow. So again, we're going to move this one back one frame. And now we're going to go forward. And this. Now we're going to take the peanut butter 2 layer, which is that one, and that bread. So the top bread and the peanut butter bread. So both those. All right, so I'm going to lock everything else so we don't mess with it. This is supposed to be right here. So is this, though. So we're going to highlight that whole thing and bring it to right there. All right, now this, which is the jelly, is supposed to be right there. So now I go from here to there, and notice, okay, now the jelly, so it went from here to there. Well, this is not a tween, so all I have to do is Control, remove the frames, go to right here, insert frame. All right, so there, that solved that problem, right? Almost. So from here to there. Now this. Top's going to be locked for a minute. Up. And the jelly. Up. All right, so let's make sure. Okay, and as you can see, I don't have everything totally lined up yet, do I? Okay.
Not quite.
Now that's going to take some time. But, well, how do we do it?
Just find the coordinates in the properties panel.
Okay, so we go to here.
There.
Huh?
I said just find the coordinates in the properties panel and copy and paste the values there.
Okay, so the peanut butter at this point is this one. So we go to unlock it. All right, so there's the peanut butter. So we hit here. Now there it's different. So what we want to do is 61.5, 61.1. So here, 61.5. What was the other one?
I don't know.
61.1, I believe. $61.1. Okay, so now we go out. $61.5, 61.1. All right, so that changed that. Now those two should be back. Again, it's still off. Can you see why? Look at this, it's locked.
Oh.
So 61.5. All right, so let's try that again. All right, now we just need to get the position of it. So 309.9, 707.75. We're going to copy this one. So 309.9. All right, so let's go 1. Now we click on this. 309.9. Command V. And look what that just did. Why is that off so much? Okay, so let's click on it. 309.9, 707.5. Well, okay, that's that. So we go forward. What happened was I moved it in proportion to this.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
Vaguely.
And this needs to actually go out to here. Because, watch, now that's going to go. Slowly, it'll turn over. So now, all right, so now I need to, there's that. Now we fix the bread. Okay, so the bread, top bread. All right, so we're going to lock everything down except the top bread for now. And the left bread, okay? Because the left bread is this. Now we click here. The left bread is 341, 739.5. Right, now we're going to go forward 1. $341, 731.5. All right, notice how that just moved that up too. It did not move that whole thing. Okay, so watch. That bread's a different size too. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take this size, which is the left bread, 91.3, 64.35. And that's 91.3, 64.35. Go forward 1. Now it's 91.3, 64.35. Okay, it's almost there. Okay, so it's now there. Now we need to work on the peanut butter, right? And this is the fun thing, but it's saving a whole lot of time compared to the other one, right? Isn't it? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here, sort of.
Okay, so now the peanut butter, which is this one,
Uh-huh.
and the second peanut butter, which comes after that. So I want this one undone too. All right, so this peanut butter, 61.5, 61.1. All right, let's go to the next peanut butter, which is this one, 61.1. All right, same size. Well, now what we're going to do is just move that back a little. Let's see how we did. All right, now it's over. Yeah. we're gonna. It's almost there. Okay, it's so small that when it moves, you're not going to be able to see it. All right, so now that comes up. This point needs to be moved with the bread. All right, so we go here. Goes over. Right there, I need it to disappear. Or actually, it's going to be on that side of the bread, right? Because it's what's going to the top.
Right.
But it's not shrinking with the right proportions. So here, what we have to do is actually just widen that out a little. Come on. It's my option, not my control. That helps if I hit the right key. There we go. All right, so let's try that. There we go. Now it's better. It's a little off because of that. So from here, hit there, then hit there. All right, now, now that we have that portion, okay, now it's just a little off. But see how that bread now comes up? But this is a little forward, so now we're going to move that back just a little. We're going to take that point, move it back just a little so it's against the bread. And keep going. There we go. All right, so that's close. All right, so this size, now, the top bread, so now that's done, that's done. Now the top bread is going to be the same size, right?
Yeah.
What size was the bread supposed to be? Let's go back to here. Okay, and that's the left bread. All right, so 91.3, 64.35. So 64.35, we come over here. Right there. So 91 point, what was it?
I don't know.
61.45, I believe. So from here, let's go back down here to the left bread. Click on it. 91.3, 64.35. So the end will be 91.3, 64. Let's go back again. $64.35. Right here. 64.35. All right, and right on top. And that is how we make a sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through this. And this is what I'm going to be doing with a lot of those, okay? So from here, we hit the stop. Well, let's make it so I can see the whole thing. All right, so we stop right there. All right, perfect. Go in, peanut butter comes down, plate, jelly, the bread, the knife. Okay, now the peanut butter. The jelly. And there it goes, and then it was finished. But there's an extra piece of bread out here. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's the right bread. So now, where did that extra right bread come in? Let's see. All the way out. All right, right there. So the right bread needs to disappear right there. So that needs to be gone. Remove frames. So now there we go. Spread it and set it down. Bring it over. All right, now we have our phone version, our mobile version, right? So we're going to save it. And we've got this one. We're going to save it. Okay, so next, what I need to do, let's go back and take a look at the directions. All right, so the assignment. Make sure you have some code, everybody. If you have no code, it's a 0 because this class is coding. So you have to have code in your final animation. All right, so name your web document. Okay, so we're going to copy that. And let's bring them up. All right, so these are my downloads. Yes, my desktop. 6. All right, so the desktop is right there. All right, so we're going to name it, file rename, and V. Michael.Brooks. All right, there's my desktop version. Next, mobile, same thing, but mobile. All right, so let's go back here. So the mobile, so we're going to rename. Michael Brooks. Okay. If your document is a native FL file, save the document in its own folder directory, then zip the folder and submit it for grading. Name the folder directory. Okay. Now, what it says, if your document is a native FLA file, which they are, you're going to place them in a new one. Place the web version in its own document, okay? Command C. So its own folder. So we're going to new folder, Command V, Michael Brooks. All right. Now I'm going to take the web version, place it in the web version. All right. Now we need another one. So a new folder. V. And whoops, you know what? I grabbed the web version. Oh, that's right. Web for web. All right. What did I just do here? All right, so we're gonna move to trash. There we go. Come on, move to trash. All right, so now I have my web version in my web folder. All right, now come down here. If your document is a native HTML5 document, save the files in its own folder, directory, then zip. So it's the same thing basically. All right, so this is going to be the mobile. And C, we're going to create another folder. New folder. And V. See, this is the mobile. Michael.Brooks. And then you're going to place the mobile one into that. All right, so there we have the mobile version there. All right, so we have the mobile version there, and we have the web version there. Okay, so that's 4. Assignment, zip all required files listed above into one compressed file. Now, you may have to, depending on your file size, zip these separately, all right? So you may have to compress and now compress. Compress. All right, so now I have my 2 compressed files. You may have to do it this way. All right, and then, okay, locate the file, Mac file system, right click the folder, zip, 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 okay? But the final thing, and don't put .zip, okay? Bad file organization naming there. So make sure you don't do that. That's 5 points off. All right, now, and then if it stays that way next week, it's 10 points. All right, so next, what we need to do is we go back, take those 2 files, come on, there we go. Right click, and now we're going to compress them. All right, so instead of archive.zip, you're going to rename. And there's the name of the file. Michael Brooks. All right, notice we just named everything Design 360. If you come back and look, that's what it says in the directions.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to be taking points off for that one. All right. If you follow the directions on that one, okay. But let's face it, really, that one should be Design 365. Now, that is if this route that I'm about to show you does not work first. Well, yeah. All right, so now this next route, trash, I don't need the zip files here. The next route, and you'll see this is the simplest route. If this works, go ahead and do it, okay? Compress them. You may or may not be able to submit it because of the size. That's why you zip them and then zip it again. Does that make sense?
Vaguely.
Okay, so right there, again, There's the one file. Notice I did not put the zip files into that one, right?
Right.
I just put the folders. Where the other way, if this is too large of a file for you to upload, zip each one individually. So compress, compress, and then you're going to zip those two together. Does that clarify it now?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure you do not give me the archive.zip. It's 10 points off.
Has to be named the right thing.
At least this, either 360 or 365. I'm not going to get picky on that.
Right.
Because if you're following the directions, even though you should have watched it in the class and I pointed it out, you're still not going to get points. Because I do have some people have been emailing me worried that that might be an issue. That's not going to be an issue, okay? Because of that. That's not, yeah, it's a typo in the class. All right, so that's what you submit. Do you have any questions on what needs to be submitted?
Nope.
All right, now with that, all right, so you've now seen that is an animated infographic, right? We taught somebody how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right?
Right.
So we took, remember how we wrote it all down before?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not working.
Is it because it's in the zip?
Yeah. No, it's because I renamed it.
Oh, you renamed it.
Yep.
Right.
There we go. So we'll just grab it. Now Command Enter. See if that helped. No, it's still not coming up. So again, like I said, and it doesn't have to. I've had some people add some sound. That's really cool. You can do that if you want. But the thing with sound, as we found last mod, if you're adding sound, sometimes it tends to lock it up at 80% and not let it progress. Program error. It's nothing you're doing wrong. Just remember that. All right, so before I go any further, are there any questions you have that you'd like me to demonstrate, Jesse?
Nope.
All right, then what we're going to do, we're going to quit this and start it again. Now I'm going to do a quick thing for shapes. So we need animate. All right, we're going to do a quick infographic on what a shape is. Okay?
Okay.
So to do this, we're going to go File, New, HTML5 Canvas. Well, we're going to come over here, 1200 and 600. All right, and then we're going to put a dark blue background. Fit to window. All right, now 1200 divided by 3 is 400, right?
Right.
And then 600 divided by 3 is 200. So I'm going to need a background. And instead of drawing individual boxes, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to view the rulers. Now notice it's not in inches, is it? It's in pixels. So, well, 400 pixel right there. Or we could do it, whoops. Or we could do it this way. I could put the marks there, or I could draw a line. Now these lines have to stand out. So what's a good color against this blue to stand out?
Yellow?
Yellow is good, yes. How about the actual yellow? Yep, there we go. So 400 Now, let's make that a little bit wider because it's the border. So let's, all right, so now we're going to copy that, paste it. So that's going to be at 800. All right, now 200, right, for the next one. So let's cheat. Command C, V, rotate, hold the shift. It's still selected, so it's not going to fall in. Now this one's going to go to 200. It's going to be 0. So X is 0, 0, not 0. Y is 200. All right. And the width, 1200, right?
Right.
All right. Copy that. And now, where's it going to go? 400, right?
Sorry, what?
It's going to go to 400, correct?
You're very muffled.
Okay, how's that?
That's good.
All right, so now I want it to go to 400.
Okay.
So 400. All right, now the thing that we didn't take into consideration. Well, I'm just going to put words in this first section. Then I'm going to put a box around all of this. So now we're going to go back to this. So it will be at 400. All right. Now the reason, so this is now 800. Command CV. And this is going to be 400. And it's going to be at 400. Now we're going to put a border around the whole thing. Are you understanding so far what I'm doing here?
I think so.
All I'm doing is making it so that we could see everything. All right.
Right.
So now, so I'm not going to have a fill. And so the fill's off. And all right, now we put the border on there. All right, now notice it's not quite inside right, correct? So an easy way to do a border is I'm going to add another layer, lock this layer, and I will do the border. All right, now we will select the border. And it's going to be 0 by 0. Okay, so that's good. And 1200 by 600. All right, let's try that again. 600. There we go. Okay, so now if I run it, this is what I have. Perfect, right? It is. Everything's where it should be.
Yeah.
Now I've got 6 boxes now. I only wanted 4 because I was only doing 4 shapes.
Okay.
So in other words, this one should have been at 300, and I didn't need this one, did I?
I guess not.
Again, what would have solved this issue? Now I can just do this. Because if you click once, it clicks in between the lines. Okay? So
Okay.
now I'm on that layer. I'm going to make this line and select it. Notice it just did the whole thing again. So how do I cheat for that? Well, what we're going to do is here. Now I select it. Okay, so it's going to be at 400 Y. Nope, that one didn't work. It's in the middle, so it should be a 300Y. 400X. Width, 800. And there we go.
Nice.
See how easy, huh?
I said nice.
See how easy that was to fix?
Yeah.
Again, one click is anything within the box area.
Uh-huh.
Because these are not connected up there. Because these are two layers. Now, what I'm going to do is copy that whole thing. Command C. And we're going to delete that. Paste in place. Okay, now watch. Same situation. One click, two clicks. See how it selected everything at 2 clicks?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, so now we've got this. This is my background. All right, so we're going to have 4 different shapes. Well, the title, Learn Your Shapes. That's a hard one to see. Now, if I make that yellow, it'll be easy to see, right?
Should be.
Should be. But what's wrong with making that yellow?
No outline.
Well, everything else is yellow.
Wait.
See how it's starting to fight your eyes?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, what if I make that a green? See the difference?
Yeah, actually.
Now, am I breaking any rules here?
Not so far.
Okay, I've got 3 colors,
Uh-huh.
which is so far so good. That's okay, because like I said, we're not breaking the rules. Well, now I'm about to. All right, so learn your shapes. S-Q-U-A-R-E, a square. Now, square is, well, let's make the square white. All right. Star. We're going to make the star red. Now, am I breaking rules?
That is a lot of colors.
It is, but guess what? Remember our audience. If I'm teaching shapes, I'm teaching kids, right?
Right.
So am I breaking rules, really?
Probably not.
Not, because it's kids.
Right.
All right, and the last one. Well, actually, we need to change that first. Square, star, circle. And what's a diamond? There's another name for a diamond. What do they
Isn't
call it? Huh?
I thought it was a diamond.
There is another name that they're teaching the kids nowadays.
Shouldn't they teach it to the adults first?
I agree.
That way we
What
can
is the
reinforce it? I don't know.
a rhombus? R-H-O-B-U-S. Have you ever heard that?
I may have sometime in geometry class
Yep.
back in high school. A little bit.
High school. But guess what? They're now teaching this to kindergartners and preschoolers. Huh?
I said, oh boy.
Nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's always good to stay up on what's happening with the schools and kids, right?
Uh-huh.
Especially if you're going to be making this stuff. All right, so we have this. Now, ooh, look what I did. You know what I did? When I selected those, I put those on the background. So we're going to remove those, lock the background, and put it there. So this is the buttons. Paste in place. Perfect. Yeah, see, I didn't learn that till like high school either, but now they're teaching them in grade school and kindergarten and preschool. All right, so now, when I click square, the square is going to appear. So, now we need the buttons. All right, so now, but behind the buttons, do you remember the issue that we had last week with the PB&J, with the words?
The issue wasn't that yesterday when you?
Yesterday I fixed it. Last week we actually started having it because if you make a button out of a word, you have to actually be on the line. Huh?
Yeah, you have to click on the actual word.
Correct. So now what we're going to do is we are going to make a background. But first, what I want to do is right click, convert to symbol, button, square BTN. Right, so there's my square. And I'm going to go inside of that, add a layer. Well, that layer is going to the bottom, and it's going to be this size. Boy, is that bright. Well, I'm going to actually lock that one. Now this. All right, so that's really bright. Yellow's definitely not going to work, is it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, for the outline, and to make it kind of a light gray, the background black. That's going to work on all those, right?
It should.
That's going to really make that stand out though, right? Which is fine for kids.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Don't we want it to stand out?
Let's go back in. And now I want this whole thing a little bit shorter. All right, so now we have this, Command C. All right, there's my first button. Star. So now we're going to convert to symbol, star BTN. Now I go into it, lock that layer, add a layer, move it down, and V. Okay, so that lines that up. This isn't going to be perfect on alignment.
Why can't they get the align tool in this program?
Because the align tool would end up, once you have a shape, remember there's two types of shapes. Do you remember what they are?
I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm sorry.
That's fine. We're going to go ahead, draw a shape. Object drawing mode will mess it up.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Sort of, yeah.
And with it being an animation, that would take some of your control away. Believe it or not, it would take some of your control away. All right, right, so I no longer need that. So now we go to the circle. Right click, convert to symbol, circle, go in, lock, new, down. You know, there is an easier way to do this. I'll just sit here and paste in place. And there we go. All right. And now the rhombus. So right click, convert to symbol, RHOMBUS underscore BTN. My spelling tonight. Okay, so now we go into the button, lock, new, trade, paste in place. See how much easier that was to use the paste in place? So it's kind of the same thing. All right, now we've got our buttons. All right, so the square. For the square, what we're going to do is the buttons are going to go, I'm not sure how far out this is yet, so I'm going to have them do 10 seconds and repeat. I mean 10, let's go to 1 frame, 1 second and repeat. So now, so 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, right? So, but we actually want to go one more because, why? If I want the first one to be 4 second as well, the first frame's taken up, so I have to go to the second frame. That's why I added a frame at the end.
Right.
Okay, so now, next, well now, we're going to add another layer. And let's see, the background has to go out as well. Insert frame. There we go. So the background's there. Now for this layer, this is going to be the square. All right. Well, first things first, we're going to add an action. And okay, what's wrong with that? Will that work?
I don't think that's the right command.
Okay, what do I need?
I'm not sure. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Okay, remember we're in Canvas, so it's got to be this dot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You were thinking on the right spot though. Okay, so now I have it stopped at frame 1. So next, what we're going to do, the square, whoops. And I just put the action on the square level. Big mistake. So what we're going to do is just, we're going to delete that layer. There we go. All right, so now the new layer, this one's the square. All right, and the square is going to start here. Convert to blank keyframe. All right, then we're going to go out 1 second and convert to keyframe right there. So from this point forward, we don't need it, right? So we're going to remove those frames. All right, that is right at the 1 second. So we're going to insert 1 frame. All right, there we go. All right, so right here, now what I'm going to do, let's go up here and watch what happens when I do the code snippets. I go to HTML5 Canvas, Timeline Navigation, stop at this frame. Go back. See how it added the actions layer? So if I don't do it and just go to actions, I need to create that layer to begin with.
Right.
But once I hit code snippets, it'll create another actions layer.
Huh.
It's always good to start it off by doing that if you're going to use code snippets. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so code snippets, this one, I want to delete that code snippet because I don't need it. There we go. By the way, I just showed you how to delete the code snippets I told you how to make last night. All right, so next, what I want to do is, starting right here, is the square. All right, so the square, I have it set up as white. So let's do a white center. Boy, that's going to be bright. A slightly gray center with a gray outline. Okay. And we're going to go here. Put it in the center. All right, now what I want to do is convert that to a symbol. So symbol. This could be a graphic because of what we're doing. Square. All right, so now that's a symbol. So this whole thing is going to become a motion tween. It's going to start at 13, there we go. Insert keyframe in that position. Insert keyframe in that position. All right, so now here we go back, click on it, and style is going to be alpha 0. Right here, click on it, alpha at 100%, and then here, 0. So it's going to fade in and out. All right, okay? So that teaches that.
Right.
So right here, now, I'm going to code snippet. Instead of click and go to a frame, I'm not clicking. So now I need a go to, right? Let's go here. There is none. Those are all clicks. So there really isn't one, right? So how do I make it go to?
You have to be on, huh?
Go ahead.
I was going to say you have to be on the frame that you want it to be on, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to show you here is we're going to make this button first, okay? So for this one, we are going to click go to frame and play. All right. Well, now we're going to frame 2, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So that's frame 2. So let's save this. Save as shape. All right. So this is an infographic for a child, right? An animated infographic for a child.
Right.
All right. So now let's run this. All right. I click the square. It didn't do anything. Why not? Let's go back to the timeline. See where I put the code?
Yeah, there's nothing to do after it says stop.
Yep. This needs to go back to this frame, right?
Okay.
There we go. Save. Now we enter. Okay, now watch. Okay. So now we've got it. If I click it, it comes back up. All right, next, go back to the actions. All right, see how it says go to and play? Well, we're going to copy just that. Command C.
Uh-huh.
And now we're going to go here, go to right here, actions. Notice how line 23 of 26. Well, I want to be in that next one. So we go here. All right, so right here. Come on, we're going to go ahead and just delete those for now. Move those. All right, so now I go to right here. All right, notice I'm in 25. Actions brings up script. See, it's still put at line 1 of 1 for the script. Actions is there. Line 23 of 26, column 25. So that puts it in column 25, not column 2. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go back. Now we're going to go to right here. Now this is why I prefer, remember how I mentioned convert to blank keyframes. Make every one of them a blank keyframe.
Yeah.
So right here, action. See, it's in 25 now. All right, so there's that. Now watch as I see how that did that. Does that make sense why I prefer to break those up to individual ones?
Yeah.
Makes it easier to control it for me. You don't have to. There's other ways to do it. As I've been showing those other ways for doing the shapes and things. You can do that with the actions as well.
Okay.
But this is just one way I've found to make it easier for me. Now we run it, square. And it's repeating now. Okay, so next, well, let's do the star. All right, well, the star, let's add a layer. Put it above the square. And this is star. All right, so up to here, control, convert to blank keyframe. So this is all blank up to that point. Now I want the star. So let's grab this, options, star, and let's make it a 13-point star. All right, let's go here. And there's that. Well, this is red. So I'm going to put that about the center and do the same thing by making it red. All right, so there we have that. All right, so there's our red. So now what I want to do is make that a symbol. Convert to symbol. Star. All right, now, well, I'm going to go to 49. So right here to here, come on. So 50 on, we're going to remove those frames. All right, at 49, create a motion tween. All right. Now, halfway up, so start here, 26 to 49. What's halfway?
That's 23, so about 12.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1. So you're right, 12. Okay. Now I'm doing this the hard way, right? What's the easier way to do this? Right click, copy motion.
There you go.
Right click, paste motion. All right, but it's a square. So what I have to do is right click, swap symbol to star. All right, so now we're going to go
What
back.
happened there?
Huh?
So what happened there?
No, it didn't. It switched.
Oh, it just looked really weird on my screen for a second.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like the next layer down moved up into the current layer.
Wow. Zoom played a game, huh?
Yeah, it must have been.
Okay, so next what I want to do then is, well, we go back to the buttons, click on star, code snippets. Okay, so that's 26, right? So click on star. Go to frame and play. An instance name. So now 26. And then this, we're going to copy that. Come back to the timeline. Go to right here. And right there, add the action. Notice. Go to 2. That's the last one. Oh, we don't want that added there. I don't want that on the global script. Okay, so now we're going to go back to here. Go right here. Action. Notice it's a blank one. Command V. That was on the global again. We don't want it on the global. Okay, so we'll come down to here, timeline, put it right here. Come on, do the actions right. There we go. See how it went to 49 now? So now we go to 26. All right, so here's what we have. Star, I mean the square, star. Okay, now something's wrong with the star button. Let's go back and take a look what we did. Troubleshooting time, right?
Hmm.
Let's go to the timeline to the actions. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Remember, all buttons are supposed to be right here. There's the button. So we take that one out. All the buttons are supposed to be here. Now we save it. Now watch. Square, star. See how that's starting to work?
Yeah.
All right, now what we're going to do is take our timeline and we're going to duplicate this now. So we're going to duplicate the layer. And this is circle. Now all I have to do is just click there, drag this out to here. We'll see how that messed all that up. So what I need to do is take from here to there, right click, insert frame. See how that just moved it out there?
Mm-hmm.
Now the circle, well, the circle is going to be right here. Ah, see what happened? So I need to select that whole thing. Now I can take that down to there. Oops, same thing. Well, now I just go up there and click this. Whoops. And drag it together. That way nothing's moving, right? See? See how that worked?
Yeah.
Okay, now, but, all right, well, now we need to do a circle. We need to create a circle. So what I'm going to do on this layer is we're going to make the circle, and it's a light blue. All right. All right, so now we select it and go here to the light blue. Right click, convert to symbol, circle. Now we're going to delete that. And now we need to make the rhombus, right? The rhombus. So first I'm going to go to right here, click on that, right click, and come on. Swap symbol, circle, okay. And now we're going to go up here to the rhombus. Remember, the rhombus is kind of a gray. Well, it's a triangle. It's a diamond, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then all we have to do is that. All right. And then the gray, because it was the light gray. There we go. Perfect. Let's lock everything else. Right click, convert to symbol, RHUMB, rhombus. Rhombus. All right, there we go. Now it's a symbol, so I can delete this layer. I no longer need it. Now we're going to duplicate the layer. And this one's the RHUMBUS. And, well, I'm going to move that to there. Now, I'm also going to right here, insert frame, and do that one more time. And there we go. So, the circle, now we're going to click on the circle. Let's undo that. Well, first, let's go ahead and the rhombus. Go to the end here. Come on. Drag that down. There we go. All right. And then click here. Right click. Swap symbol to the rhombus. All right. Now we go to the circle. And the circle is on frame 50. So let's go back to the beginning. Circle, code snippet, go to frame and play, frame 50. And we're going to copy that, Command C. Timeline. So we go to here, actions. And it didn't do it again. Come on, let's do this again. There we go. Actions. I just selected it. Come on. Why is that not going forward? Let's try this again. Timeline. Snippets. Should do it. Okay, come on. Okay. All right, there we go. So now we're going to take that, Command V. All right. And now come back to here again. And the last one's going to go to 74. So come back to the buttons. That's going to go to 74. Back 74. And I'll copy that. And go to the timeline. Go to here. Actions. There we go. Now it did it. All right. So we saved this. Now watch. Square. Star. Circle. Rhombus. And there we go. Whichever one they click on, doesn't matter the order, pops up. And there is another animated infographic for probably a preschooler. So we've just created a learning infographic for a kid. That wasn't that hard, was it?
Mm-mm.
Just once we had to get the program doing what we wanted.
Right.
All right, so based on that, do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right, well, that ends class for tonight. Thank you for coming to class. Missed you last night. And, well, I look forward to seeing you next week in your work this week. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice evening.